check all the solder joints, and this thing was made very well, and it's just performed flawlessly.
Yeah, just curious. All right, very good, John. Yeah, try to get something in tonight. I mean, I think that most of the time people are just looking for context. I heard a lot of activity on 40 meters in CW.
Yeah, I've noticed from last night's 40 meters suddenly seems to have been really active this week, even prior to the contest.
Yeah, it seems up and down, but today seemed pretty active. In fact, there was a lot of somebody else was pointing. Jim was down at Woodbury was pointing out there was a lot of foreign commercial. I should say, the big stations overseas were there, and I didn't think they were supposed to be there.
That's surprising. Well, that's right. In the evening, sometimes some of the commercial shortwave overseas do intrude in the upper part of 40 meters.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I think you're right. That's where he heard it. But even so, it's. I just thought that they were supposed to move. I don't know why, or they just don't. They ignore what we want.
Yeah, who knows? Well, I sure don't know the answer to that one.
All right, John. Good to have you in there. Hope you pick up some contacts, at least to help the others out. Yeah, mostly field days are just fun when I've worked them. I mean, I've worked some contests, but that's not as much fun as just messing around and taking your time.
Yeah, I think it's also a wonderful way to introduce new people. When I've had folks ask me about ham radio, I've always recommended and then reminded them later to just go drop by on a weekend afternoon, especially to a summer field day.
Yeah, exactly. All right, appreciate you being in there, John, and do what you can on the field day thing. And that was John, Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo. He's over in Bellevue. Great signal as always. Hey, but I forgot to tell you, somebody else was putting up. Well, they're getting 50-foot of tower, but they're putting up one of those X 700s over there. That was Dennis over in Castellian Springs.
Wow, I tell you what, that on a 50-foot tower is going to be a boomer.
Oh, I know. And plus, he's got a 9-element beam. No, excuse me, 13-element beam he's putting on the same mast.
Yeah, I'm finally getting my stuff assembled. I actually talked to Mike at M Squared last night for a few minutes and told him that several of us here really are enjoying his M Squared Yagis.
Oh yeah, they're great. They really are good. I know I enjoy mine. All right, John, appreciate you being there. Who else we got west of Mount Juliet Road or Mount Juliet? Please come in. West of Mount Juliet, anything in Davidson County, Pegram, Memphis, Arkansas, whatever. Then we're going south to wherever, south of I-40. Please come in.
Hello, Mike 4, November Yankee, Bill.
Hey, Bill, I think there was a double or a triple in there, but you win. How you doing tonight, Bill? Did you do any field day today?
No, sir. I couldn't hear you well at all Wednesday night, so I just backed on out of there.
No, really? Conditions were bad at your place, were they? Because I didn't get any other complaints that I remember.
Maybe just mine, but they were all that way that I listened to.
Huh. Weird. How about tonight? Have you had any issues tonight?
No, sir. Everything's fine.
Okay, very good. Well, I'm glad you're in there, Bill. That was Bill, Kilo Mike 4, November Yankee. And good to have you in there. And you do have a good signal tonight, and I hope you hear everybody else on the air. At least everybody south of 40, you ought to be able to hear him just fine. Anyway, it's Bill in Murfreesboro. Kilo Mike 4, November Yankee. And who else we got south of 40?
KN4, Kilo 4, Quebec, Papa Romeo.
Hey, hold on one second. Quebec Papa Romeo. I think I got Terry, KN4, Papa Victor Mike. I forgot already.
Yeah, KN4, MPV, Mike Papa Victor.
That's it. Am dyslexia kicked in. I put it backwards.
Oh, that's okay, Paul. How's everything going?
Oh, it's going pretty good. Like I say, if anybody's thinking about taking on their mother-in-laws, or anybody for that matter, into their home when they're old, make sure you develop upper body strength before you do it.
I hear you, Paul. Well, you do a good job with it, and I know the Lord will bless you with it, buddy. And you do a good job on the net here and as well. And hello to everyone out there, 73s, and hope everybody enjoyed their field day, and it was the best of fun, and we'll let you have it back there, Paul.
Yeah, very good, Terry. You have a good day, all right? I mean, you had the day off, obviously.
Yeah. I've been messing around out there in the garage and the yard a little bit since it got up a little warmer, and you can go out there, almost in your underwear.
Yeah, today it's going to get cold, though. I wouldn't suggest you do more of that, the next couple of days. It's supposed to get down to, I don't know, low teens maybe?
Yeah, I think so. It's supposed to drip back down there again. So, and they're talking about, I think, some snow about midweek or something again. So, yeah, it's not looking too. It's looking more like January, but that's to be expected, I guess. We've lucked out pretty good, I guess, so far. But anyway, yeah, enjoyed the QSO with you there, and anybody that can hear me, 73s, and have a good time, we'll let you have it back. KN4MPV.
Yeah, very good, Terry. Yeah, I think I'm going to go buy a snowblower. Do they sell them over at Tractor Supply?
I think they do have some sometimes.
I'm guessing they're special order. I can't believe anybody around here would sell a snowblower unless it was a dirt blower or a pavement cleaner with a big brush on the front of it. The motorized cleaners, parking lot cleaners.
Yeah, I think they only sell them though in the Illinois and up above their stores.
I've been around here. It would be like buying one in Florida. What are the odds? Anyway, yeah, when I lived up in New York, that was the big talk when winter was coming. So, yeah, changed the oil on my snowblower and got her all lubed up and cleaned up and gassed up, and then it wouldn't snow. And they sat around complaining about that.
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, very good, Terry. And I think I heard Russell in there. Kilo 4, Quebec, Papa Romeo. How you doing, Russell?
I'm sorry, I had to mute the TV. Please repeat.
Oh no, just acknowledging you were there. I think you were the other party in there. Kilo 4, Quebec, Papa Romeo. How you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks. K4 QPR. Forgot there was even the field day.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, if you turn on your HF rig and you'll hear some activity on all the bands. It's quite busy today.
What do I look for if I have to use WebSDR?
Just get it on the ham bands and you'll be able to copy it because you can't transmit on that WebSDR, can you?
No, and I don't have an HF rig yet. I'm still saving for it.
Oh, okay. Well, go anywhere in any of the bands on 40 meters, 20 meters. Those would be 2 active bands. 80 meters. You'll be able to find activity here if you just cruise around. You'll hear it or see it. I don't know the WebSDR. I think you can see the frequency activities on the screen. Can you not?
Yeah, they all use waterfall.
Oh yeah, no. You should be able to see whatever activity there is. I noticed there is a lot of activity. In fact, I'm listening to some of it right now on 40 meters.
Roger.
All right, very good, Russell. Hope you're doing well. Russell's in Laverne, and it's Kilo 4, Quebec, Papa Romeo. Anybody else south of 40? I believe that was a double, or you've got a really bad cold, and that was Jim down in the water. What you want to say? Woodbury.
Yes, sir. Woodbury, KE4 TYJ.
So did you do any field day that was active? Yeah, you did tell me you were doing some, didn't you? Did you make that Alberta contact okay?
No, he faded away. That was on 17 meters, the no contest place. And by the time we finished RQ, so he was the band conditions changed. But I did manage to work Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, just a little while ago. He's just making contacts 7.190. So you want a QSL card from Gitmo? Go ahead on 40 meters and go ahead and work them.
Very good. Did you find out whether he was civilian, Marine Corps, or Navy?
I think he's Army.
Oh, not one of those.
Yeah, I was surprised too because the base is run by Marine Corps.
Well, they got to have somebody to clean the pavement and mow the lawn.
You mentioned something. He was Army or something. He's got a little while to go before he retires. So I don't understand what the Army does down there, but I suppose we've got all branches.
Well, keep in mind that the Army and the Army Corps of Engineers gets involved. If you look on a map of Cuba, anybody interested for Guantanamo, if you scoot down on a Google Earth or any Google, any map program, and just scoot down to the lower east corner of Cuba, where it's a kind of a flat edge along the southern border, and you can see how big that base is, because the outline will be the base there. It's the only we've leased the land in Guantanamo since the end of the Spanish-American War, and we leased it for so much money a month. I don't remember how much it was, and we paid the lease all the way up until Castro took over, and then he refused to cash it, wanting us off the island. And that was around 1961 or two, and we refused to leave. And so he's not been cashing the checks, and we've stayed there and got a fantastic base there with the Marine Corps, tanks, Navy Training Center, golf courses. It looks like a little mini town down there. But take a look on the web. That's also where the prison compound is there for the whoever we stick down there, for the terrorists, etc. That's also on the south shore, but it's farther east of the base. If you scoot around, you'll see a big prison east of the main base, east of the bay. Now that I've given that little travel log. Appreciate you being there, Jim Woodbury. Thanks for bringing that up. I've never worked with anybody from Guantanamo. It gives me the willies, because Guantanamo was like a mini boot camp for guys on destroyers. That's where the destroyers did their refresher training and did 2 months solid of training, 6 days a week, about 12 to 14 hours a day at sea, practicing all kinds of not stupid. We thought they were stupid, but everything, all kinds of engineering drills, firefighting drills, anti-submarine warfare stuff, anti-ship, anti-plane, anti-everything. And it was a lot of work.
When I was in the Marine Corps, a lot of them, when they re-upped as Marine security forces, and a few of them had to go down to Gitmo. So, yeah, I've known people that's been stationed down there, and it's not bad. The weather's pretty nice. Hot in summer, not so bad in the winter, but it is Gitmo. There's not a lot to do besides train and watch prisoners. So, yeah, he's shot their working stations, 40 meters, 7.190. All right, back to Met, KE4TY, J-Bo.
Yeah, very good, Jim. Good to have you in there. That's Jim and Woodbury, Kilo Echo 4, Tango, Uniform, Juliet. And yeah, it's a nice base, but it's isolated, and that's the problem. Is if somebody gets stationed down there, you can't go into town, because there is no town other than the Navy base. They won't let you off the base. They used to way back prior to the Castro regime. I never had that opportunity. And the base is in the summer. It's hot as all get out, and just a lot of work, just a lot of chicken poo-poo we used to go through 6 days a week. All right, who else we got? What south of 40? Please come in.
Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor.
Hey, you won, Larry, but there was another party. And who is that?
KN4 Victor Alpha.
Hey, Dan, hold on one second. I just want to make sure I got you in there. Larry, you doing good tonight? Did you work any other field day?
No, I didn't work any field day, but the Army's in Gitmo to do all the fighting.
Yeah, they're usually fighting the Marines and the Navy guys.
We do a good job, don't we?
Oh, of course. You don't think the Navy guys want to get their hands dirty, do you?
Hey, man, we'll let you get on with it. KE4SYV.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, it's really funny, because my brother asked me that question about when I went to Vietnam. He said, "Did you actually go ashore?" I said, "Are you kidding? They wouldn't have Navy guys ashore." All right, very good. That was Larry, Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. Next up was Dan, Kilo Mike 4 Victor Alpha. How you doing, Dan?
Doing okay. How's my signal tonight?
It's actually pretty good. What are you running?
Well, I'm on a different HT. I'm on a Yaesu VX8, and I just put a diamond quad band antenna on it, and I just was curious how it works, how it's working out.
Well, you've got about an S5, I think that is. I'm looking at the gauge backwards. I should memorize that or something, but it's like an S5 to me. But you're doing good. Where's the antenna?
Oh, it's on It's on the HT. This HT is actually a quad band, and Diamond had a quad band antenna for it, so I got it. Wanted to see how well it worked.
Well, I think you're as good as I've heard you on using the HT. Of course, you sound, but that's why it confused me a little bit when you. I guess I didn't hear the HT part, and I thought your signal was like. That's why I asked you what you were running because it didn't sound like you were running the base station.
No, but I've been on a TYT 8-watt HT, and this is I believe a 5-watt, and it's different, and I've never used this one before.
No, it sounds great. It really does. It sounds good. I'll say a little tiny bit distorted, but still good signal, good audio.
Yeah, typically I'm not picking anyone up on the HT, but that goes without saying. Unless we're within a stone's throw distance, being inside the apartment doesn't seem to work well.
No, you mean anybody but me.
Well, that's true, but we could do tin can telephone.
Yeah, without the wire.
Exactly.
All right, very good. That's Dan. He's over in some of those apartments, those really high-end, expensive apartments over there by Providence, and it's Kilo Mike 4 Victor Alpha on his HT. In case you didn't hear, I thought I was talking to nobody. Who else south of 40?
K4IDC.
Hey, how you doing with that? Is that new antenna surprising you at all?
So far, no, not really. You know, I can hear most everything. I've heard most everybody I usually hear. Generally speaking, the station over in Murfreesboro, I think, is a little stronger, it seems. So I expect everything to be a little stronger than it was a week before.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's what's, it's kind of like even if you went to the best antenna on the planet, and which may be the one I have, but I don't know that it is. You wouldn't really know until somebody, of a known distance that you couldn't hear before, and then you can hear.
Right. So I sent Wes a text and encouraged him to. He just responded, said, "Your 2 bars, a 50% improvement." So there you go.
Oh, excellent. Okay, see, there you go. He's a good indicator too, because he's in an awkward location where he is.
He is.
All right, very good. Good to have you in there, and I'm glad you made that. In case you didn't know, Robin went to I think it's a Diamond X510 antenna at about you said that was at 50 feet, did you?
Approximately.
Yeah, that means he's lying. It's 40 feet. And he says he's getting good reports. At least he's hearing things a lot better, but he'll know over time. I'm sure it is better. All right, Robin, good to have you in there. Anybody else south of 40? Anybody else south of Interstate 40? All right, over to the east of Mount Juliet. Please come down.
WA4ZHI.
Hey, James. What's going on with you tonight?
Well, just staying inside, resting up from the cleanup work I was doing today in the ham shack.
Oh, yeah. All that heavy equipment you're hauling around?
I was mostly files. I was going through old files and ripping them up and throwing them away.
Oh, that's easy stuff, man. You need to get some, I don't know what, move around firewood or something.
Oh, this was probably 2 or 3 drawers full.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be good for somebody to burn in their fireplace or at least start a fire.
Paper.
Oh, yeah, to start one. I didn't say to have a fire. All right, very good. Obviously, you never cooked on a wood stove that had to be started with paper and wood.
Yeah, when I lived out in the country, my grandparents lived out in the country. We did that.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I did that one time. We were camping and we my parents rented 2 cottages, and me and my buddy had one cottage and they had the other, and we started a fire in I can't remember what it was. It was either pot-bellied stove or something. I don't remember what it was. And we didn't remember to open the flue, and we filled the house full of smoke. It wasn't pretty.
Didn't smell good either.
No, it didn't. We sat out on the porch for a while it aired out. All right, very good. Good to have you in there. That was James, Whiskey Alpha 4 Zulu Hotel India, and that's he's here in Mount Juliet, just east of the library. Who else east of Mount Juliet?
C4TW.
See, Robin got a better antenna at a better height, and you even sound better.
Yeah, well, it's a big improvement. improvement. And by the way, I was at Jim's house today, and we've got a plan. He's going to have not only a 160 antenna, but I think I've convinced him to do a vertical out there. He's got some potential.
Vertical 160?
No. Well, he's got. There are trees out there that, and by virtue of his location, we could do easily an 80-meter vertical. You just lay the radios on the ground. So it's just a matter of spending a couple hours out there. We got it.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, he's got the property. That's why he said you were walking the property, and I said he's probably walking the property to look at some land acquisition nearby.
Yeah. No, we had fun today. It was a good drive out there.
Well, good. I'm glad you and your wife did that. That's cool. I have to get out there. I'd love to see it. And he, from what I can hear and see, he's got a decent, he's nice and rural. Plus, he's got good opportunities for antennas, and plus the height, and getting above the terrain a little bit. He does good.
Yeah, he's out there too. Good area. I don't think the neighbors are bothered by gunshots or antennas. No. All right, go ahead. KE4TWI.
Yeah, very good, Wes. That's West Kilo Echo 4 Tango Whiskey India. He's down there just northwest of Watertown. Who else east of Mount Juliet Road? Please come now.
This is KN4QCJ, KN4LXH.
Hey, hold on, Eddie. Do it quick before I forget. Anybody saw the movie Memento? You know what I'm talking about. KN4QCJ. How are you doing tonight, JD?
Hey, Paul. How are you?
I'm doing just dandy. A little weird day, but it's just dandy. See what I do. I actually went to the store today. That was a real fun thing.
Hey, Paul, I'm up here with Field Day. Two things. One, I made my first HF contact. I think you guys might have been talking about him earlier with the guy of Guam. So Guantanamo Bay. So that was my first contact on HF.
Oh, that's great. Was that fella in Cuba? In Guantanamo?
Yeah, he was KG4AY was his call sign.
Oh, that's cool. Tell him I hated Gitmo, okay? If you get on the air again, I'll have to call him tonight. Just let him know I hate Gitmo.
I've got let me go and get everybody else. We got a couple here. We got to get called in and put in register as law.
All right, very good. Let me get Jimmy in there first. KN4LXH.
Hey, Paul, how's it going there?
Oh, it's going great. How's your system working with the rotor and antenna and everything?
Oh, well, I don't know yet. It's not up in the air, so maybe one day I'll be able to do that. Still got to dig a hole and pour a lot of concrete.
Oh, I'm just pressuring you. I'm anxious to hear you get it done.
Yeah, I'd like to get it done sooner rather than later, but it looks like it's going to be later rather than sooner, so, way that goes.
I gotcha. Everything else going okay for you?
Yeah, pretty good. I'm, still welding and so forth like that, but yeah, things are progressing along. I didn't go to field day. I don't mind being warm and a little bit wet, but being cold and a little bit wet or a little bit flaky was a bridge too far.
Well, the one over at the fairgrounds was inside now.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know. I wasn't aware of that. Okay, thanks anyway.
Well, you can stop over and say hello if you want to, but they'll be there, they said, till 11 tomorrow morning. So if you have any interest in that, but I'm sure you've got your own fish to fry. So, all right. Good to have you in there, Jimmy. That was Jimmy, Kilo November 4 Lima X-Ray Hotel here in Mount Juliet. JD, you say you had some more?
Yes. KB4 SFM.
Hey, Tom. You giving them good direction over there?
I'm on Mobiling right now. Yeah, I'm on the way home. I'm a field day, check out. I'm heading to the house.
Yeah, all right. Well, us oldsters need our naps,
You got that right. And I missed mine today.
I tried to get one, but besides from my mother and the dogs, I never did get one. He just kept waking me up. I said, okay, forget it.
Yeah, I didn't make very many contacts. Gave up on phone, and it's kind of slim compared to summer. But I made a couple of CW contacts. Found somebody sending slow enough for me. All right. Good luck to 73's Dale Body, KB4SF.
Yeah, very good. I did hear, like I said, I heard some here at the house people earlier before the net, some people on 40 that were clipping right along on CW. So people I'm unable to keep up with. But Tom, good to have you in there. Mobile safe. And hope you have a good week. Appreciate what you do on the Aries net there on Thursday nights. When you do the net, that is. Who else? That's Tom, of course. He's mobile, but he's on his way back to Martha, Florida from the fairgrounds, which is east, as I stand corrected, of Lebanon. Who else we got? Where was I? Oh, yeah, from the fairgrounds. Who else we got?
K4OFO.
Hey, you keeping them straight over there, Johnny?
Everything's fine. We had a good turnout today. Preston came up to visit us and several more. We appreciate them coming in and out and spending a little bit of time with us. And we've got one more up here, and I'll turn it over to him. He'll stand by this second.
They only appreciate them if they bring donuts, coffee, or other sandwiches.
KK4WU, hey, Paul. And they did bring donuts. I brought donuts and even brought some fruit and stuff like that. So everybody's happy, happy, happy.
Oh, yeah. And lots of drinks, I hope. I mean, soft drinks, of course.
Well, of course, absolutely. It's cold outside.
No, you know what's funny is about ham radio is it never gets discussed about drinking on the air, ever. Now, I've heard some guys drinking on the air and admit to it, but it's never discussed as a method of communicating properly.
Roger that. Hey, I want to make sure you also got KB9RKK Frank in there. I know he opened up the announcements with you, so make sure you got him checked in.
Yeah, he is checked in. Appreciate it, Bill. Glad that you're over there doing a fine job. Anybody else over there?
I think that covers it there, Paul. Appreciate you.
I was hoping Jen was still there. Did she make any contacts?
She did. She made her first HF contact, Dominican Republic. We were very proud of her.
Oh, great. Well, I'm sure she did good. She seems to have a good, steady hand on doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah, she's going to be excellent at it. And she's going for a general tomorrow. We've got tomorrow afternoon at 1:30, we have our VE testing at the Cumberland College. And that's in Lamprey Hall, room 1. I believe it's 122. And so that starts at 1:30.
I'll make that announcement again then. They're testing for all technician, general, and extra. Lamprey Hall, Cumberland University at 122 Lamprey Hall, of course. And that's in Lebanon, right in the middle of Lebanon. You can find it. Cumberland University, 1:30 p.m. If you want to take that test to upgrade, or even if anybody's listening and they want to take the technician exam. Just show up with some positive ID and your witness protection program card, and you're good to go. Who else we got? Anybody else at the fairgrounds or otherwise? East of Mount Juliet, please come in.
Kilo India 4, Sierra India Bravo.
Who is this?
Me over here.
I don't know. Me over here. Okay, how you doing there, Richard?
I'm doing well, and can't complain. I'm proud that everybody's at the fairgrounds. I kind of halfway wish I was, but when I woke up this morning, I just thought, you know what? It's cold outside, and I just feel like I'm going to stay inside all day long, and I have not opened the front door of this place the first time. So anyway, we have been homebound today, and I've kind of enjoyed it, to be honest. But anyway, I hope everybody else is doing well, staying warm and hydrated. Have a good rest of the night. Appreciate what you do. Turn it back over to you, KI4SIB.
Yeah, very good, Richard. Of course, that's Richard in Lebanon. Over there. Now, he is just west of Lebanon. Making that clear. West of Lebanon. He didn't live there before. He lived north of Mount Juliet before, but he's west of Lebanon. It's Kilo India 4, Sierra India Bravo, Richard. And good signal, by the way. Who else? Anybody else east of Mount Juliet?
K4DZ.
Hey, you're Mr. Lonesome, man. I only heard you a couple of times in the last week, I think.
Yeah. Well, I've been trying to, as they say in some circles, keep myself overly busy or at least somewhat motivated.
That's the biggest problem. What you need is a real ornery YL.
Yeah, I know that's right. Everybody ought to have one of them, but daggone Uncle Sam never did issue me one.
Now, you're fortunate, really.
Okay, I just wanted to say howdy, and hope everybody's doing all right. Sure is getting warm out compared to what it was 2.5 days ago. Can't you forward it easy, Clear?
Oh, it's going to get worse. You can be sure of that. It's going to get cold by, I think, Tuesday night. I think it's or Tuesday morning. I forget what it said now, but it's supposed to get really freezing for a couple, 3 days there. All right, Earl, good signal in there tonight. Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu. He is over there in Noreen, east of the Cedars of Lebanon Park. Anybody else east of Mount Juliet? Anybody else east of Mount Juliet Road before we move on to late check-ins?
Whiskey 9, Bravo, Oscar, Quebec.
Hey, Dennis. So you pick up that tower yet?
Monday, I think. I have to go to the dump on Monday, so I'll have my trailer out. Is Robin listening? Okay, 4IDC. Where do you live, Robin? Why don't you send me an email? Okay. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to buy some tower pieces from Robin. And he was going to deliver them for me, but I think it's better if I pick them up because then my wife won't notice that I'm getting them.
So we're having some midnight tower raising.
Nobody's going to touch that. She wouldn't care, really. I've been selling stuff, a lot of my stuff in the garage, and I got a little put aside for my ham rig. But yeah, I don't know how many of you saw the video that I made, the actual terrible video. My camera work is just awful. But I finally figured out how to get my pole and my mast in the air, and not 24 hours later, I'm already going to take it back down.
Well, did you just not feel comfortable with the arrangement, how it was, the stability of it?
I was going to go 40 feet high, and there's no way I could go 40 feet unless I guided twice. And with 5 sections of tower, I only have to guy it once for sure. And I'm going to I'm going to buy a tilt over for it.
Yeah, I heard you say that. I mean, I saw you say that. No, the video's work wasn't that bad. It really wasn't. It was a no nonsense video, really, and it showed what you wanted to show. I mean, yeah, if you're going to try to produce a video for schoolwork, or yeah, you could do better. But it was really fun.
Well, what happened? I was going to video the whole thing and then edit it later, but for some reason, I got to see if it's a setting in my iPhone or what. My video would just stop. I'd be walking around and all of a sudden looking, it was like stopped, and I'm like, So, but I thought it was pretty cool to see that X700 come up over the barn.
Oh, I'll bet. Yeah, no, it looked like quite a job for a guy to do it alone.
It was easy. All you had to do is guide it so it couldn't go side to side and pull it up. It was really simple. And going over the barn gave me the angle I needed to pull it up without bending anything.
Yeah, I got you. Well, you did a good job. It's just too bad it didn't work out the way you wanted to. But having that 50-foot tower will be killer.
Well, see, now I can use these fence rails for the other side of my 160-meter loop. I'll just put those in the ground and guy them with some tension to hold the loop up in the air.
Yeah, that'll be great. You're going to be doing great. Did you do any field dates at all?
I'm sorry, say it again.
Did you do any field day at all today?
From my studio.
Yeah, okay, but you did do some stuff.
Yeah, one guy in where was he? I guess he never did say. He wanted to know where I was, if I was in my shack or out in the field. Does that make a difference to contesters?
it's outside. I'm trying to remember on the contest if you're outside versus inside, and that would I mean, it doesn't matter really. I mean, if you're in a barn or in your house, that would be inside on commercial power, or you're out in the field on battery, or in other words, if you have to erect the antenna as a temporary measure for field day, it does I think make a difference in points.
I did make contact with a guy in Ottawa or somewhere in Canada. I got his call sign. But anyway, I'm really enjoying HF. I took a break from code for 2 days. Now I'm going to hit it again tomorrow morning. Anyway, back to net. W9BOQ. Thanks for what you do, Paul.
Yeah, very good, Dennis. That's Whiskey 9 Bravo Oscar Quebec. Getting ready to put up a 50-foot tower in that X700, the beast of an antenna that he can't wait to get up. He'll be taking over the net here shortly with a 13-element beam and a tower, 50-foot tower with that X700 on it. He's going to be hard to live with, or hard to compete against. Let's put it that way. All right, good to have you in there, Dennis, and I appreciate the work you're doing up there. It sounds like you're doing fine. All righty. Just if you show up on the web with bruises, I'll know that your wife did see the tower show up. All right. Anybody else? Where were we? East or late check-ins? Please come down.
WB0NO.
Hey, Mark. You doing all right?
Yeah, doing good. I was en route on the way home from down in Franklin, and I heard you most of the way. Tried to check in, but it wasn't making it. Apparently, I was in the West group.
Okay. No, I did not hear you. Well, maybe I did or didn't. I might have heard something, but how many more people were at the Franklin fielding?
No, I wasn't at a field day thing. I was at a car show event, or a car club event.
Don't they know there's a field day going on?
Oh, they're pretty much oblivious to everything. We had it in a 50-forward facility, and we were walking in, and I said to my wife, I said, I wonder if that's our group. I said, they all look like old people.
Yeah, the car people tend to look in the same age group, really. 55 and up, I think.
Yeah, they are. I'm sure glad I don't fall into that category and don't look near as old as they do.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody looks older than we do. I'm sure of it. Actually, I used to think that 69, which I am, I'm going to be 70 in a few months. I used to think that was really, really old, and I don't feel that old. I'm pretty sure, probably think I might look that old, but I certainly don't feel 70-ish.
Yeah, well, I didn't feel bad at 70 either, but I'll tell you, it kind of sneaks up on you. It gets the logarithmic progression.
Oh, no, you're right. I mean, when I say that I don't feel it, I have arthritis. It's not killing me. It's not terribly painful. It's just a pain, It's just one of those things that's a huge annoyance. That makes me feel like I just got arthritis, but it doesn't make me feel old. It just makes me feel like I got pains in my joints. But all right, Mark, good to have you in there. Whiskey Bravo 0, November Oscar, and he's over in Hermitage. Let me say that correctly. Whiskey Bravo 0, November Oscar. In Hermitage, great signal, Mark. Yeah, you took a day off from him, ready to go see the car show, so that was cool. Who else? Anybody else late check-ins?
Kilo Uniform 4, X-Ray Quebec, 4WK.
Hey, hold on, Steve. Good to have you in there. We got Kilo Uniform 4, X-Ray Bravo. How are you doing?
Hey, man, pretty good. It's X-Ray Quebec. Pretty good. Just been sitting here messing around on the HF rig today. Got that microphone like yours. I like it, man. It's working out good for me. I talked to, Guantanamo Bay like everybody else, and yeah, I was thinking about even drinking a lot today so I could get on 80 meters.
Well, I don't know. You're going to have to drink some really rot gut to get that abusive.
Amen, brother. Yeah, man, I listen to those guys down there today, and they're the most rudest people. I mean, guys, contesting, and they'll hackle you until you get off their frequency, and that's just, I got out of this stuff once before because of stuff like that. I guess it's just part of it. I just need to get
over it and spin the VFO and get over it. But other than that, brother, it's been a good day. Good net tonight. Doing a great job. 73s, brother. I'll talk to you later on.
Very good. I don't want to mess up here. This is Tim, right?
Roger.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I get sorry, I get that ham dyslexia going on, and I sometimes get the names and the calls mixed up. But good to have you in there, Tim. Yeah, it's great that it really is great that Guantanamo's on. At least one guy in Guantanamo's on the air. I'm guessing I don't know how many hams are there, but there's several thousand people in Guantanamo. It's not a isolated nothing base.
Oh yeah, I guess this guy had the day off or something because he was in there for hours.
Well, he is in the Army.
Well, I don't know. I never made it there, but shoot, I thought those guys were busy all the time.
Well, I don't know. I'm sure the last time I was on Guantanamo, you got to come. It's 40. I was there in. Let me think about this. I think it was early '72. So it's been a while. I'm sure things have changed. It's a pretty laid back base, but it's still an important base. In the Caribbean, it's got a lot of crap going on there. Not to mention the addition of the prison and they got a big airfield. If you look on the map, you'll see it. It's got a big airfield and it's a big Navy base with piers and all kinds of housing and golf course and tennis courts and shooting range, and it's a neat place.
Dang, man, that's like a country club, and he's sitting around on the radio all day.
Well, no, take a look. I really do. I take a good look. You see what your tax dollars are buying down on the coast of Guantanamo, well, the coast of Cuba there at Guantanamo Bay. What's fascinating really about that base, is that it's on both sides of a bay, the way it's outlined. That's why I say you got to go look. And then you'll notice that Guantanamo City, the only access to the sea they have is through that bay. But so now there's boat traffic, fishing traffic, boat traffic goes right through the middle of the United States Naval Base in order to get to Guantanamo City. And there's never been an incident that I'm aware of. It's always peaceful. Everybody gets along, but just they don't touch shore in the base, and we don't mess with them as they do the travel in the bay. It's kind of a neat thing.
Yeah, I was looking at it on the map, and I honestly didn't even know where it was, and until I talked to the guy, I was like, man, where is that? I know it was in Cuba somewhere, but I didn't know exactly where. But I'll have to Google Earth it and check the base out.
No, that's cool. It really is. It's an interesting. Well, it is to me anyway. It's an interesting. Maybe not just because I was there, but just an interesting place. And really, we did some. Besides going to the base, we had some time off, not a lot, but we even went snorkeling, and some guys did some. It was mostly snorkeling and swimming. Man, the water's pretty off of that island. It is just beautiful, just crystal clear and beautiful in the Caribbean. Anyway, all righty, good to have you in there, Tim, and we will catch you later. Good to be in there. That was Kilo Uniform 4 Kilo Uniform 4 X-Ray Bravo, and that's Tim in Hendersonville. And I think I had Steve in there. Steve, you still there?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, very good. And you're in your home base tonight?
Home QTH, yes.
Very good. You doing all right up there?
Yep, hold down the fourth, so I'd give you another number. Didn't know if you started out from the north this time or not.
Nah, you would have just been a late check-in. Doesn't matter. Yeah, is it any cooler up there than it is here? It's still only about 39 here, which isn't too bad.
Yeah, that's about what it is here.
Well, I'm expecting you guys to be a lot colder in a few days.
I imagine.
Yeah, well, very good. Good to have you in there, Steve. That was Steve. He's in Kentucky, our only out-of-state contact usually, and that's Whiskey 4, Whiskey Kilo Uniform. Do I have that right? Whiskey 4? Yeah, see, I knew it sounded wrong. I was so busy writing it down, I wrote it down wrong. All right. You'd think I'd remember that, but all right. That's Kilo 4, Whiskey Kilo Uniform, and he is just north of Bowling Green. Good signal. He's got a little, I believe it's a 5-element beam. Is that correct?
3 element.
No, the other one's 5, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't have it over here yet.
Okay. So you even got that confused. You need to. All right, we'll catch you later, Steve. He's got a 3-element beam pointed this way, and he does a real good job. And again, that was Kilo 4, Whiskey Kilo Uniform. Who else? Anybody else late check-in?
Delta 4 is Zulu Golf Yankee.
Hey, how are you doing, Ed? You sound good.
Good evening, everyone on net. This is Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee Ed down here in Shelbyville or Shake Rag. I thought of how's things going with the prayer around Mount Juliet.
You said what about Mount Juliet?
How's things up there around Mount Juliet? Is it cold yet?
Nah, just 39 or so. It's not terribly outside. Of course, I don't care. It's really got to get down into the freezing or below to me pay much attention to cold weather. I'm just built that way. But you got a good signal. You're S9 in here tonight.
Well, I appreciate that. That weather coming out of that north there, you just hang on to it. Don't let it pass over the Interstate 40. I'll be all right there. But yeah, I am getting prepared for the little snowstorm coming in Tuesday.
Let's hope not. It doesn't get too bad because every time there's snow, there's terrible things happen out on the highways.
Yeah, that's true. I don't have to get out in it, so it don't seem to affect me like it used to. I'll turn it back to you, Paul. Good evening. I'm just now getting in here. I've been watching the ball game. KD4ZGY. Catch you later.
Yeah, very good. That was Ed. Again, I was wrong. It was actually more like about 10 over on that last transmission. So you were doing great. That was Ed, Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee. He's in Shake Rag, which is kind of near Shelbyville, if you know where that is, and I'm sure you do. Good to have you in there, Ed, and I'm glad you could make it. Anybody else south of or anywhere, late check-ins, please come in.
WE4E.
Hey, you withstood the time here. It's an hour on the air. Well, not all 56 minutes. That's you, isn't it? Dan?
Listeners and lollygaggers.
No, you made the late check-ins. I've been dragging it out here.
Okay, well, all right, late check-ins. Good evening.
Yeah, very good. You doing all right? Did you anything on the air today with the winter field day?
No, never got there. I did get the antenna taken care of and went through that, and that was a raging success. It's much better behaved now, and then I got caught up in some other stuff, and I literally just stopped about 10 minutes ago.
It's a good thing you're a young man.
Clearly.
My wife will say something to me about doing something like this. She goes, "Man, that was rough, whatever it was. Wouldn't necessarily have to be really rough, but she'd say, boy, that was really tough stuff." I go, yeah, an ordinary man wouldn't be able to take it.
Right? Mere mortals.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, she knows. And then I have to lay down and rest for a couple hours.
Exactly. That's why God invented naps.
Oh, no question about that. Well, very good, Danny. I'm hoping you have a good week. How's that new job working out?
Well, first week out of the home office was okay. It was, it was a bit slower paced than the 2 weeks I spent up in Pennsylvania. But yeah, I mean, it's starting to, already even settle into the groove a little bit and make some contacts with, people that now report to me and just start to plug into the system a little bit. So that's been kind of good.
Yeah, they haven't thrown the real bales of hay on top of you yet.
No, not yet. They're throwing rocks, but no bales of hay.
Yeah, very good. Hope that works out for you real well. Good things come to all who wait, but we don't want to wait too long.
Yeah, I was running out of weight. So yeah, it's good to be up and going again. That's the good part. So I'm happy to be back in the workforce and everything. So yeah, money's not what I was making before, so I have some adjustments to make. But it'll be all right. We'll get there.
Yeah, been there, done that. Work. Well, let's put it this way. I was able to, if I wanted to, on a couple of times, I could have moved for more money, for an equal or better amount of money, but I wasn't willing or wanted to do that.
Yeah, I understand that. I kind of had it wasn't a formal offer, but I think it would have been, just mine for the asking about a year ago. I would have had to have lived out of state. It would have been about a 4-hour commute, so it was doable, but I'd have to be in the office, and then it was about 50% travel. So I believe me, I still kind of kick myself a little bit for it because I think, my family and I would be in a little bit better financial condition, if I'd have done that. It would have been a very intriguing job. It would have been a good team. It would have been fine. I couldn't reconcile being a weekend dad, and I would have missed out on too much. And as it happens, it was a good thing that I was here for a variety of reasons I won't get into, but that was kind of the deal breaker for me. I didn't want to do that, and I seriously considered it. I worked out the logistics of all of that, a couple of different ways, and it was fine, except for the fact that I just wouldn't be here, and that was, it's something I guess I could get past. So, but it'll work out. It'll be fine.
Well, nobody got into deep trouble, and everything worked out well for you up until recently. So I'm not so sure it was a bad decision at all. I mean, you never know what the other decision could have been. I had a friend of mine, just to quickly said, he was thinking about leaving a major company. And he said, "What do you think?" I said, "Well, make a big move to another major company and they're making a good offer. If all things being equal, it sounds like it's a good thing." And unfortunately, it was one of those moves. He found out 6 months or a year later. It was to that that big operation. I forget the name of the company now, but it folded. I say, wow, who would have thought?
Yeah, that's always the scary part, So it's fine. In retrospect, I got to kind of relax a little bit and not deal with work-related things. I did a little bit of, contract projects and stuff over the summer. Did a little bit of freelance work, so I wasn't just totally idle. And I got to have the spring and summer and fall off at home with my girls, and that was a good trade.
Oh yeah, no, I'm sure it was worked out very well. It's just the money issues that have to be worked through. I know what you're talking about. Well, very good, Danny. Whiskey Echo 4 Echo, and he is in Hendersonville, working a brand new job, and sounds like he's doing fine. Good to have you in there, Danny. Anybody else late check-ins? Late check-ins? Lollygaggers, sandbaggers, lurkers, scanner listeners, and SDR donglers. Please come now.
Okay, 486.
You already checked in, man.
Danny, you're S8 to me now.
Hey, and I can hear you at all. That's kind of handy. Glad you're no longer QRP. So hopefully, I can get this outside work done and stuff, get this antenna up. It's going to go up probably another 15 feet and everything. So, yeah, well, we're on the right track. But, yeah, I got a good copy on you tonight.
Excellent. Good to hear you on the net.
I'm just so proud to be here.
I ain't just kidding.
All righty. Hey, it's really, it's good. Again, I've said this about a billion times, but it's good to see hams improving their stations. And some of the hams that have been improving stations have been in the ham world longer than me and still using them really cheesy, I won't say what they are, really cheesy antennas.
Not cheese, it's chop suey.
It really is gratifying to me personally that, our activities on the air, and it's not just me, it's obviously everyone else has to play the game too, and be dedicated to showing up and waiting through the net, and, being able to listen and make, so everyone else can gauge how well they're doing. So it's kind of an interesting I guess it's a symbiotic relationship that makes us all work well. I think I got that right. It's either that or I'm talking about chimps. I'm not sure. All right. Anybody else late check-in or lollygaggers, sandbaggers, lurkers, scanner listeners, or SDR donglers? Very good, because procrastinators got to show up tomorrow. I won't take any more after this. I think my wife's got me scheduled for something in the realm of working in the gym. So, anybody else? Any comments at late or hold your breath because you'll have to wait till next night.
W9BOQ.
Yes, Dennis.
One thing I forgot to mention, in my hometown, it was 17 below zero this morning. That's one thing. And when you were talking about getting old, you and I can't remember who it was. I want to know if this ever happens to anybody else. Like, I'm 65 years old. If I watch a movie, an old movie with, say, Bing Crosby and Frank Sinatra, and they're 30 years old, they still look older than me. They still look older than me to me.
Yeah, they look older than you to you. That's the deal. Yes, you're right. Actually, it's funny because technically they do, because they look old-fashioned to us as well.
Well, yeah, that's part of it. But like when I see a picture of my dad died when he was 59. When I see a picture of him like at 50, man, he looks way older than me. But I'm more than 10 years older than he was when he died.
Yeah, no, I got you. Yeah, that's too bad he died so young.
Yeah, he didn't take care of himself. Too many cigarettes and not enough good food.
Well, that'll do it to you every time. Bad habits will kill you. Well, I've tried to mitigate that to some degree, so hopefully I'll make it past 70. I hope I make it past 69 and 7/12.
Oh man, you're going to be going for a long time, Paul.
I have to. I'm on the net. Who's going to do it? You, when you get your tower up.
Oh, I can't wait. All right, I just wanted to bring that up. And 17 below zero. How about that?
Oh, that's just crazy. I've been outside. I've actually camped in that kind of weather before, and it's survival camping. Let me tell you.
I got to read something if I can find it real quick. I was looking up my hometown, the school closing. I can't find it, but anyway, the school closing. The Manitowoc. I'm from Manitowoc, Wisconsin. Their school closing criteria is once it gets to 25 degrees below zero, we will consider closing school.
Is that what the school board says now?
Yes. I love the word consider. Like, we might call off school.
You know, I think why is they go out and they put their measuring sticks down into the fuel oil tanks to see if they got enough fuel to withstand the colder temperatures.
I've been out in 20. I've been out in below 20 below zero, and if you bundle up, you're okay. If the wind isn't blowing, you're okay. But you can't breathe through your nose. You got to breathe through your mouth.
Yeah, it can be painful though, because breathing through nose or mouth, it will hurt. Because it also, as you know, it'll freeze the mucous membranes and it'll hurt your teeth and it can sting.
Anyway, sorry to keep everybody around, but I just thought I'm a weather nut, so that was interesting to me. WNBOQ, Claire.
Oh no, that's really cool. See, that's what's coming here is that cold front, I guess. Isn't that the deal? What's moving south? I'll take that as a yes. So anyway, all right. Very good. We took all the check-ins we can. I'm closing the net. We did get the YouTube up. I think we had 6 people, at least 6 or 8 people notice it. So we've been up a little late start, but we're doing fine. All right. Glad to have everybody here. We had a big net tonight. It was very big. I didn't think it was going to be that big. 26 checked in, and it's great to have you all in here. It's good to hear everybody improving their stations, or those that are on. Some of them have already reached their, I'll say, the apex of improvement. They do a great job all the time. But it's good to see other people coming up to speed as well. And look forward to the next net on Wednesday. So have a great night, great Sunday. K4 PW closing on the night.